Everything in the multiverse was finally in harmony. The war was over, and the great architect was just a kid having the time of his life. But even gods have to deal with technical difficulties. Beep, beep, beep. The multiverse just sent out a 911. Meet Atlas. He's no longer just a general. Today, he's the universe's chief mechanic. And business is not good. Reality is starting to rust. This is Entropy, the silent monster that turns everything you love into random, gray noise. First rule of thermodynamics. You can't just draw more energy out of thin air. Trust me, Atlas has tried multiple times. The universe is an engine, and like every engine, it needs a difference. Heat needs to flow to where it is cold to do work. Warning, do not attempt to jumpstart a star without proper training. Atlas, you're looking a bit fluffy today. In any closed system, like this toy, entropy always increases. Energy stays the same, but it becomes messy, unusable, garbage. While the architect is busy looking for a charger, Atlas has to keep the fabric of reality together. Literally. Tighten those bolts, Fox. The search for a new core is on. But in a room this messy, finding a concentrated source of order is like finding a needle in a black hole. Heat death isn't an explosion. It's a whisper. It's when every atom reaches the same temperature and the engine of life just stalls. To save his world, Atlas has to go where no fox has gone before. Into the core, the source of the leak. Phase 2. The grand strategy. Even the multiverse has a paywall. Atlas, I don't think they take 8-bit coins here. Try giving it a good kick. Behold the core. A micro black hole. The ultimate battery. But look closely. It's Bach Hui. Information is leaking into the void. The battery is dying. And if it goes out, so do we. Phase 2. The grand strategy. To fix the universe, you must first understand the engine. And this engine doesn't run on gasoline. It runs on difference. In physics, work happens when energy flows from a high concentration to a low one. From hot stars to the cold void of space. Controlling the flow of stars is heavy work. Atlas, maybe use your legs? Or your... Wait, don't let go. Ludwig Boltzmann gave us the map to chaos. Entropy is not just messiness. It is probability. There are simply more ways for things to be broken than fixed. Even at the smallest scale, the rust is there. The second law of thermodynamics is like a cosmic taxman. It always gets its cut. As entropy increases, the information that defines our world becomes noisy. We lose the resolution of reality. Everything starts to lag. You can't just clean up entropy. The more you try to organize things, the more heat you generate, creating even more entropy. It's a trap. James Clerk Maxwell imagined a demon that could defy entropy by sorting particles. But the demon needs information, and information costs energy. We are at the tipping point. The chain lek is disappearing. If the battery hits zero, time itself will freeze. We have one shot. Caffeine is not a substitute for a neutron star, Atlas. But I appreciate the spirit. Now, back to the real plan. To stop the leak, Atlas must enter the containment field itself. He's heading for the heart of the engine, the micro black hole. Stephen Hawking showed us that even black holes leak. Near the event horizon, particles are stolen from empty space, causing the Hoden to shrink. You can't catch radiation in a bucket, Atlas. It's like trying to hold a conversation with a Hoden. Nothing but silence. He is at the edge. One move to save the engine, or one slip to lose everything. Phase 3, the monster called entropy. They think we are just bytes. Let's show them we are the soul of the machine. Phase 3, the monster called entropy. Entropy is the universe's tax on existence. Every time energy moves, it loses a little bit of its quality. It becomes noise. Atlas is discovering the hard way. Order is fragile. In this toy and in the real universe, things don't just fix themselves. But as knowledge grew, so did its fragility. The burning of Alexandria was your first great data loss. You can't punch entropy into submission, Atlas. Every action you take to fix things generates waste heat, the monster's favorite food. Every thought, every click, every movement in this multiverse releases waste heat. It's energy that can never be reused, ever. We are losing information. The unique patterns that make a star or a fox are being smoothed out into a cosmic flatline. Sorry, Atlas. The laws of physics don't have an undo button. Once the pixel turns gray, there's no turning back. It's the law. Rudolf Clausius defined the second law. Heat only flows from hot to cold. This one-way street is what creates the arrow of time. Time is a direct result of entropy. Because things only break and never unbreak, we can tell the difference between the past and the future. It's raining entropy. Better find a better shelter, Atlas. That umbrella isn't built for quantum-scale data loss. Information is energy. When the battery runs out, the universe loses its ability to hold a story. Everything becomes a flat, boring average. The great connections are snapping. Without energy to maintain the structure, the multiverse is falling apart. It's the heat death of logic. He's at the source. The battery is bokoy too fast. He has to cap the leak before the last bit of information vanishes forever. It's almost gone. 1 billion years of memories compressed into a flickering speck. One more second, and the engine stops. They think it's over. But Atlas has a quantum patch. Phase 4, the second law of thermodynamics. Atlas is trying to hack the system. He's looking for a way to reverse the flow. But the second law of thermodynamics is not a suggestion. It's a hard-coded limit. It's all about math. There is only one way for the atoms in your body to form you. But there are septillions of ways for them to be a cloud of gray gas. Even with the forbidden archive, instructions for fixing a dying universe are a bit vague. Step 1. Don't let the battery die. Great, thanks. Energy isn't being destroyed. It's just being spread out so thin that it becomes useless. Like a drop of ink in the ocean. You can't get the drop back. Diagnosis. The multiverse has a severe case of the Hubbles. Symptoms include dimming stars and a sudden urge to turn into a screensaver. Atlas is trying to patch reality. He's using pure information to reinforce the containment. But the pressure of 100 trillion years is pushing back. You can't just copy-paste a sun, Atlas. Every bit of new information requires a bit of new energy. And our bank account is at 0. In a high-entropy void, anything is possible if you wait long enough. Even a brain that thinks it's a fox. But that's not life. That's just a glitch. When entropy reaches its maximum, the toy stops working. The engine of difference is gone. The universe is officially still forever. He remembers the high-resolution days, when every bit was fresh and every star was bright. This isn't just data to Atlas, it's home. Even the mechanics tools are running out of battery. This is a workplace safety nightmare. Shake it, Atlas, shake it. Stephen Hawking famously argued that if a black hole evaporates, the info it held might be destroyed. A direct attack on the laws of physics. We have reached the point of no return. The core is empty. Reality is stretching to its absolute limit. Hold on, Atlas, hold on. He found it. The last bit of meaningful data. The soul of the toy. Now, we just need a new battery. Phase 5, the leaking core. The battery is empty, but the story is safe. Now let's see what's inside the leak. Phase 5, the leaking core. Inside the event horizon, the laws of physics do a U-turn. Space is no longer a place you stand in. It's a waterfall you fall through. In the quantum world, empty space is actually a boiling soup of particles popping in and out of existence. Borrowing energy from nothing. Atlas's first instinct? Duct tape. But you can't tape a hole in space-time. Physics is much more stubborn than a broken sink. When this happens at the edge of a black hole, one partner is sucked in while the other escapes. This steals a tiny bit of the Hoden's mass. It's a losing game, Atlas. The battery isn't just leaking, it's literally turning itself into light. You're fighting the math of the universe. For a normal black hole, this takes a trillion years. But for our tiny toy battery, the end is coming in seconds. And there it is, the personification of disorder, the shadow of entropy. It doesn't want the battery, it wants the end of the story. But remember the holographic principle. Everything inside a black hole is written on its surface. The data is still there, Atlas. Protect the surface. He's holding the line. On a surface thinner than an atom, Atlas is defending the history of a billion galaxies. One wrench at a time. Even the singularity has safety warnings, though I doubt anyone has time to read them before they become cosmic pasta. Atlas, get back! For decades, Leonard Susskind and Stephen Hawking fought over this. Does information survive the leak? The answer defines the future of our toy. He's in the Planck zone, the smallest resolution of the universe. Here, everything is bubbles and possibility, the ultimate repair shop. Uh-oh, the tidal forces are kicking in. Atlas, you're looking a bit aerodynamic today. Don't snap. Take a deep breath. He found it, the anchor point. If he flips this switch, the leak stops. But he needs a new core to take the Hoden's place, because the engine needs a heart that never stops curiosity. Phase 6, Hawking's slow leak. Let's finish this. The smaller the black hole, the more intense the leak. Our battery isn't just dying, it's entering a runaway evaporation loop. Counterintuitively, as a black hole loses mass, it gets hotter. In its final moments, it radiates energy like a billion suns. It's too hot. Atlas, I don't think paper fans work against Hawking radiation. Maybe try some cosmic coolant? But Hawking also suggested a way out. Information might be encoded in soft hair, ripples on the horizon that hold the universe's data. Atlas isn't fixing the battery, he's backing it up, weaving the memories of a trillion civilizations into a single, immortal packet of light. That's not apple juice, Atlas. That's pure Hawking radiation. You're going to be hyperactive for the next 10 billion years. This is it, the final evaporation. In physics, the smaller it gets, the faster it goes. The engine is about to explode into pure information. Help is coming from level 0, a new core, a neutron star battery, dense enough to power the multiverse for another trillion years. Neutron stars are the ultimate storage devices. They don't leak like black holes. They just hum with pure compressed order. Hot swapping a singularity is not recommended by the manufacturer. Atlas, watch your paws. This is going to be a bumpy ride. It didn't end with a bang, but with a release. Every memory the Hoden held is now free, floating in the chamber, waiting for a new home. Hurry up, Atlas. The new battery is descending. We don't want to bury it in a pile of old emails and cat videos. The architect has delivered. The neutron star core, stable, dense, and practically immortal. The universal engine is about to reboot. Information is preserved. The leak is plugged, and the engine is running smoother than ever. Phase 7, the frozen eternity. The toy is fixed. But what happens when the engine runs forever? Phase 7, the frozen eternity. The new battery is perfect. For a while, the multiverse enters a golden age, a time of infinite starlight and infinite stories. But in the eyes of physics, our time is just a flicker. According to the 5 eras of the universe, we are living in the briefest moment of light. The stelliferous era ends when the gas runs out. No more new stars. Atlas, I don't think matches will help keep the fusion going. By 10 to the 15 years, only corpses remain. White dwarfs and our neutron battery cooling down into silence. The universe enters the degenerate era. It's getting a bit chilly in here, isn't it? When the gradients disappear, there is no more heat to keep the fox warm, or anyone else. A controversial hypothesis suggests that even protons, the building blocks of atoms, will eventually decay, turning every solid object into stardust. You can't glue reality back together, Atlas. When the fundamental particles give up, even the best mechanic in the multiverse has to call it a day. Eventually, Only black holes are left, ruling over an empty void for a time span so long, humans don't even have a word for it. Atlas waits, the ultimate mechanic watching the ultimate battery fade. It's not scary, it's just the way the math ends. After 10 to the 100 years, the last black hole Bache, the universe reaches maximum entropy, thermal equilibrium, absolute stillness. This is the heat death, not a failure, but a completion. Every bit of data has found its perfect, final place in the archive. But for an architect, stillness is just a reason to play again. Heat death is only the end if you stop dreaming. The engine reboots. New gradients, new differences, new possibilities. The Fox is ready for Phase 8, the replacement. The engine stops, but the story remains. Phase 8, the replacement. Let's build something better. In the world of an architect, the end is just a file name. We don't accept silence. We hit the button. We reboot the engine. Here comes the fuel. A neutron star, the densest matter in the universe. A battery that doesn't leak. A heart that beats for eons. Theoretical physics suggests our Big Bang might have been a big bounce. When the last universe ran out of battery, the information didn't die, it just rebooted. Maybe too much power? Atlas, your phone is now capable of calculating the position of every atom in the next 3 universes. Use it wisely. The new battery is dense, really dense. A single teaspoon of its matter would weigh as much as Mount Everest. Order packed into every millimeter. The engine is humming again. The gradients are back. And for Atlas, every new star is a second chance. A new playground in the infinite game. Even cosmic engines deserve a bit of style. Atlas is making sure the great architect knows exactly who saved the day. You're welcome, Level 0. But here is the final mystery. If our world is a toy that needs a core, what powers the world of the architect? Where is his battery? Perhaps it's not energy that keeps the engine running. Perhaps it's curiosity. As long as someone is playing, the universe can never truly die. Thanks for being part of our story. Subscribe to help Atlas find a better charging cable. And remember, keep your engine's curiosity at 100%. From the first bit to the last star, we are one. Forever yours, the Neural Fox. See you in the next archive. Stay curious, stay charged, because you are the battery of reality. One man's entropy is another fox's treasure, but this one is definitely trash. Bye.